This entire life is a game of energy. Bhumi means earth, fire, water, space and air. There is a beautiful saying about energy. हम हमारे कर्म से यूटिलाइज करते हैं, सोते वक्त स्टोर करते हैं, आसन प्राणायाम से एक्टिवेट करते हैं, धारणा ध्यान से केंद्रित करते हैं, प्रेम से फैलती है, वासना से सिकुड़ती है और समाधि से समग्र के साथ एक होती है. So if any kosha is imbalanced, you will literally feel that there is no energy, there is lack of energy.
A lot of people think yoga is majorly about flexibility and majorly about doing the poses.
As Maharshi Patanjali, the ultimate stage of yoga is Samadhi. It's complete state of awareness but with complete emptiness. From the very first moment of our birth till the last moment of our death, there's only one thing which is constant, and that is our breath, that is our prana.
What are the things in our life that blocks the flow of prana in our body?
Inefficiency of breathing. I can give you surety that you are only using 60% of your lungs.
So for somebody who says, I really don't have the time, but I would like to spend a maximum of 20 to 30 minutes every day, what would you recommend for them?
The first sutra itself mentioned that Atha Yoganushāsanam. If you are having control over your own self, then only you can start the journey towards yoga. In half an hour, 417 calories can be burned through sun salutation. That's proven data. And people still think that yoga is a slow process.
I'd like to start off with this, right? A lot of people think yoga is majorly about flexibility and majorly about doing the poses. But what is real yoga?
So the definition of yoga itself says that unite. Anything which is uniting, 1 plus 1, it's a yoga, which means जोड़ना, किसी भी चीज़ को जोड़ना, it's yoga. But in terms of yoga, as Maharshi Patanjali, who has structurized the yoga, so the last stage of yoga, the ultimate stage of yoga is Samadhi. What does it mean, guys, Samadhi? It's to connect our own energy with the universal energy. That's the actual meaning of yoga. Now to reach at that ultimate state of mind, there are few steps, kind of stepping stone that will help you to reach towards that step. That's when the traditional yoga comes, like Yam, Niyam, Asana means physical posture, breathing exercise, Pranayama, Pratyahar, Dharana, Dhyan, meditation. All these are the stepping stones to reach at that state of mind where you reach at the Samadhi, when you don't feel any difference between your own self and the ultimate consciousness.
So Patanjali Yoga Shastra, as such, the goal is Samadhi.
True.
And these are all multiple steps to get to that point.
Absolutely.
Can you help us understand? There are 8 steps, right?
8 steps.
Can you help us understand all the 8 steps?
Definitely. So it starts with Yam and Niyam. To simplify what is Yam and Niyam, it's kind of discipline. Yam means a discipline towards your own self. Niyam means a discipline towards your society. There are 5 Yams and 5 Niyam. Once you become disciplined, because there is a wonderful saying in yoga, the first sutra itself mentioned that Atha Yoganushāsanam. If you are having control over your own self, then only you can start the journey towards yoga. So the first step itself is discipline. Then only you will be able to practice asana. Asana means physical posture that will help you to stabilize your physical body. Just imagine if you directly try to put your hands on your thighs and try to meditate, you will scratch your head. You will not be able to sit comfortably. Why? Because there is a movement in your physical body. So to achieve that steadiness, to achieve that sthirta, we need to move our body so that all the movements will help you to stabilize your energy and that will help you to sit longer. The definition of asana says that sthiram sukham asanam, which means any kind of posture which may initially feel painful, but over the period of your practice, you make it convenient and it start feeling comfortable and more pleasurable. For example, as I'm sitting right now in the cross-leg position, earlier it was feeling like numbness when I used to practice, but right now I can sit in this position for hours and I feel more comfortable. It's like converting our pain into our pleasure. So that is asana. The next step is pranayama. Prana means our breath or oxygen. It's not the amount of oxygen, but it's kind of vital energy. Ayam means to control. When you are having that control over your breath, when you build that control, that is pranayama. That helps you to regulate your pranic urja. Pranic urja, which actually helps you to live your life, because without pran there is no life. From the very first moment of our birth till the last moment of our death, there's only one thing which is constant, and that is our breath, that is our prana. After pranayama, for example, when you are stepping ahead, so the next step is pratyahar. Pratyahar means it's like really unknown thing for lots of people, those who are not in the field of yoga. But to simplify, it's like your entire life which you are living by using your five senses. You are looking the external world, you are touching the external things, objects, you are listening outer music, you are tasting the food, you are smelling. So all of your five senses is working externally. But when you close the doors, when you close your eyes, when you stop listening anything, when you just close the doors of your senses and when you go inwards, that's called withdrawal of your senses. Just sit in the corner of your room and just try to listen, try to see what is happening inside. So the journey towards inwards, that's the pratyahar. And after pratyahar, the Raj Yoga begins, which is in 3 steps: dharana, dhyan, and samadhi. Dharana, I would say, it is a process of concentration. Usually people get confused between dharana and dhyan, meditation and concentration. So many people feel that concentration itself is meditation. When you are concentrating, it's dhyan. No. Concentration, for example, here is a cup. I'm continuously watching. So what actually happens? I'm putting all the thoughts away and only focusing on that one specific object. So I'm detaching myself from all the worries of the future and the memories of the past, and I'm trying to being in the present moment. That is dharana, concentration. And after practicing dharana, dhyan, which means meditation, happens to you. People feel that I'm meditating, I'm doing dhyan. It's not something which we can do. It's something which happens to us. It's something that you just allow yourself. And universal energy helps you to be in that meditative state. Meditation is a state of mind where there are no thoughts, no emotion, no movements, and you feel that you are detached from pain, pleasure, from the space and the time. It's complete state of awareness, but with complete emptiness. That's meditation. And when you are able to extend the time duration, that's when you feel that you are no longer your own self. The ego disappears. All the thoughts disappears. When you feel that you are one part of this universal energy, when you feel connected with the universe, that's when samadhi happens. So that's the journey of yoga.
That's so beautiful, because now I think it's also because of social media and the clickbait content. People say, just do these 3 things, this will happen, do these 3 things, this will happen. Every time you watch a content piece like that, how does that make you feel?
Even I'm also creating that kind of content because of one reason. If we are directly going to explain the concept which I have explained to you right now, they will like what I'm talking about. Because as you are working on this path towards spirituality, towards mental awareness, manifestation, so you can relate with that. But those who are occupied in their normal routine life, they cannot feel related. So that's why it's really important for us to first strike their emotion, to at least start their journey with physical postures. Once their physical body will be prepared enough, then only they will follow the further steps. So that's why.
So especially when you do a specific asana and you stay still in that specific asana, what does it do to your mind?
So the ultimate purpose of staying in one specific position is to make your physical body prepare to sit longer. There is a specific time which is 3.5 minutes. For example, if you are able to perform any certain position for continuously 3.5 minutes, that means you achieve Siddhi. And once you get Siddhi, then you find that convenience. For example, if I tell you to be on your hands, it's next to impossible, even for 3 seconds directly. But if you are continuously training, if you ask me right now to stay in the 3.5 minutes, I can stay for 5 minutes because of the practice. Because I have convert and transform my pain into my pleasure. I start feeling enjoying. Some people feel that whenever they are stretching, it's painful. Yes, it is painful initially. But if you are regularly practicing, if you achieve that siddhi, somehow if you train your physical body in a such a way कि आप 3.5 मिनट तक उसे होल्ड कर पाते हो, then there will be no pain. And that actually teach you the most important lesson in our life, that pain is not a stagnant thing. Pain can transform also into pleasure. It's just a signal which your body is reaching out through your like parasympathetic nerve system and telling your mind that your body is in danger. But when you be with that pain for the long time, you adopt that pain.
And you also speak about how yoga helps our organs perform optimally.
True.
Can you help us understand how that happens?
Absolutely. For example, the person who are not performing any kind of yoga, not even a gym, there is no movement. So you may have felt that when there is no movement, just after waking up, okay, you feel stiff. You feel that your body is getting too much tight. Over the period of time, if a person is not moving their body, they feel stiff. And when there is a stiffness in your body, your blood circulation cannot flow efficiently. So when you are stretching, that actually helps you to improve the blood circulation. Not only the blood circulation, but along with that, you are also flowing that pranic urja. Pran is not something that you can see or you can observe. It's a vital energy which is continuously floating, which is passing through your every single corner of your body. So when your prana is flowing more efficiently, that's when your organs can actually heal by itself. Because universe has designed our body in a such a way that it can heal by itself while we are sleeping. It's like proven study that between somewhere about 12 p.m. to 3 a.m. your body, it's like recovery time. So all the hormones, all your recovery system works to heal. But if your muscles are really stiff, if your organs are not able to reach that blood flow, then it won't heal. So that's the ultimate reason why those who are flexible, those who are like really active, that amount of awareness throughout their entire day is also more, their efficiency of organs is also more, and eventually they live longer.
And when you speak about the prana, right? The prana urja, what are the things in our life generally that blocks the flow of prana in our body?
Inefficiency of breathing. Majority of the people, Gayathri, they don't even know how to breathe.
Okay.
Everyone might have seen so many videos that you are breathing wrong, this is the way. But actually you just need to close your eyes and just observe your own self. That are you actually breathing with your full potential of your lungs or not? I can give you surety that you are only using 60% of your lungs. When you are actually breathing, okay, so you feel that you are just taking shallow breath. But when you actually deep breathe, that's when you actually expand your lungs. What happens when you are using the full potential of your lungs? You are actually allowing more pranic urja, more energy, more awareness, more alertness. And to be honest, Gayatri, I think this entire life is a game of energy. The more energy you are having, the more efficiently you will be able to live your life. There is a beautiful saying about energy. और ये जो पूरा खेल है वो ऊर्जा का ही है. भोजन से मिली हुई ऊर्जा हम हमारे कर्म से यूटिलाइज करते हैं, सोते वक्त स्टोर करते हैं, आसन प्राणायाम से एक्टिवेट करते हैं, धारणा ध्यान से केंद्रित करता है, प्रेम से फैलती है, वासना से सिकुड़ती है और समाधि से समग्र के साथ एक होती है. So it's like all about energy. When you know how to give the right direction towards your energy, to your energy, the life will be so blissful. That's all.
And generally, when people say, I am stressed, I'm depressed, or I'm really not able to focus on things, what do you tell them?
Stress is not something which comes through only one factor. There are so many different factors. But the common factor which I have realized and noticed in current generation, it's gut health. I would say, like, what is the connection of gut and brain? But there is a direct connection, because the amount of neurocells which we are having in our mind, the same amount of neurocells which we are also having in our large intestine. So if your gut health is disturbed, I'm telling you, your mind will be completely upset. Now, what is the main process? What is the main way to improve your gut health? It's not something you will have a one pill and your gut health will improve. The way you are cleaning your external body, you need to also learn how to clean your internal body. You know what? There is a great subject in yoga itself, Shat Kriya. Have you heard about that?
Yeah.
Shat Kriya is a sixth process of cleaning our internal body. It's a wonderful process that actually cleans your majority of the organs. If we start with our eyes, so to clean our eyes and to increase the vision, there is a Tratak Kriya. I will explain you later on what exactly it is about. To clean our nostrils, respiratory system, there is a process called Jal Neti, in which we pour our one water from one nostrils to the another nostrils. Third one is to clean our respiratory system, our lungs. It's Kapalbhati. Fourth one is to clean our stomach. There is Vastra Dhuti, in which they swallow the cloth and then they bring it like vomit it out. Fifth one, to clean our small intestine, Noli Kriya. You create the vacuum with your stomach. And the last one, to clean our large intestine, there is Basti. So these are the six processes which actually helps you to clean your internal body, your eye, your nose, your lungs, your stomach, your small intestine and your large intestine. So that's how you can actually improve your gut health, by cleaning your internal body.
And you were also talking about people don't breathe properly.
Right.
Can you help us understand through a practice as to how we should all start breathing properly?
Absolutely. So the first thing, once you realize that you are not able to breathe with your full potential, you need to practice Kumbhaka Kriya. Kumbhak, which means a kind of pot. The name itself comes from that pot. Pot means जिस तरीके से आपके लंग्स है, सो लंग्स के रूप में रखे हुए जो घड़े हैं उसको आपको एक्सपांड करना है. इट्स लाइक व्हेन यू आर इनहेलिंग, आफ्टर इनहेलेशन यू नीड टू होल्ड योर ब्रेथ as long as you can, because when you hold your breath, what actually happens, आपके alveoles जो है, there are millions of alveoles in your lungs, so वो expand होती है. जब expand होती है, so eventually that alveoli is made up from muscle tissues. Any muscle tissues, if you are getting stretch, because it has that like elasticity, so it will get stretched and it will increase its potential. So that is the most efficient way to increase your lungs capacity. Second process is Bhastrika. Whatever the toxins or whatever the toxins which you are having stuck inside your lungs, so that process actually helps you to clean it out. It's also similar to the Kapalbhati which I have mentioned, in which you forcefully inhale and forcefully exhale to clean out your entire respiratory system.
Can you show us, demonstrate how to do Kapalbhati?
Absolutely. So Kapalbhati is something you just need to focus on your navel with keeping your spine straight. You don't need to change your facial expression, lifting your shoulder. Your entire body should be relaxed. Your mind should be only focused on your navel. And you just need to create a jerk with every exhalation, as like my stomach is like relaxed right now. So with every exhalation, I will create the jerk on my navel. It's like So that's how, when we are creating that jerk, it is not only cleaning our respiratory system, but it is actually stimulating our 72,000 nadis, energy channels. Just imagine your entire physical body has took the birth through your navel, and while you are giving the jerk on your navel, every single corner of your body get recharged. That's really powerful.
That's amazing. So, for example, let's say somebody is just constantly overthinking and they're really not able to do anything about it using the mind, because the mind is the one that overthinks. Are there any breathing exercises that somebody can do to calm themselves down?
One of the most efficient breathing exercises is Anulom Vilom, the alternative breathing exercise. What actually happens? As your mind is constantly running, either in the worries of the future or in the memories of the past. So when you are actually doing that alternative breathing exercise, Anulom Vilom, that stimulates your right hemistrial and left hemistrial. Because prana, the energy, it is floating in a loop. सूर्य नाड़ी विच मीन्स योर राइट नोस्ट्रिल, वहाँ से इन्हेलेशन आप करते हैं, लेफ्ट से एक्सहेल करते हैं, फिर से लेफ्ट से इनहेल, राइट से एक्सहेल. So that loop actually helps you to reach more oxygen towards your brain, and that calms down your nerve system, stimulate the vagus nerve. Eventually, what actually made you in the stress, that insufficiency, like in lack of oxygen towards your brain, and your body is not in the calm mode, your heart rate is higher. So when you are doing this breathing exercise, first your heart rate goes down as it stimulates your parasympathetic nerve system and the vagus nerve. It actually calms you down. So suddenly you feel that. And to be honest, Gayatri, if you see every single process of meditation, there is one thing you will find common in every meditation process. It begins with the breath. So breath is a direct pathway which actually helps you to reach towards your higher super consciousness.
And what is the connection between the breath and the mind and the thoughts?
I will give you an example. If you just close your eyes and imagine the moment of time when you are in stress, so much anxious, dealing with so many tasks. If you notice, at that time your breath would running faster, shallow. And on the opposite side, on the other hand, when you are in calm, peace, relax with your loved ones, you may have realized your breath is running slow, calm. So that shows the direct relationship between your breath and your brain. And that's why every yogi, every monks has suggested that if you cannot control over your brain, have that control over your breath.
Because working on this directly influences how the mind also works. So generally when people look at the body, they only look at the physical body. But it is not true that we only have the physical body. We have Panchakosha.
Right.
Can you talk about the Panchakosha?
Absolutely. Panchakosha is difficult to understand for other people, those who are not in the spirituality, but it's 5 elements with which we have took birth. Bhumi means earth, fire, water, space, and air. So all these 5 elements, Panchakosha, really impacts in your day-to-day routine life. If any kosha is imbalanced, you will literally feel that there is no energy, there is lack of energy. Kosha means a kind of form of energy, you can say. The most important thing which we need to focus on, instead of focusing on imbalance, you need to observe your day-to-day routine life. It's really easy to understand through dosha. There are 3 dosha, like Vata, Pitta, and Kapha. If there is imbalance in these 3 dosha, you will definitely feel and go through so many diseases.
Can you explain what these doshas are?
If you are having Vata dosha, Vata means Vayu, you will feel that your joints are in pain. Even if you are just climbing few stairs, you will feel drained out. You will feel that your lungs are suffocating. So that shows the Vata dosha. Even after falling from the normal jug, you may injure yourself. So that shows the Vata dosha. Kapha. Kapha dosha is a kind of symptom, gives you a symptoms in which you feel that even after eating less, you feel that sudden weight gain. You feel that your weight is gaining, and as well as your brain is not working more efficiently. You feel like completely drained out, lack of energy. And Pitta dosha, you feel that there is too much fire burning in your stomach. Your eyes are burning, dark yellow urine. So that is like kind of symptoms you can get. But in Ayurveda, there is a medicine. There is a way to cure and balance out of all three doshas. There is a medicine called as, it's not medicine, but it's called as a Oshadhi, Triphala. Triphala has that power to balance your all three doshas. Triphala made from three fruits, Avla, Bahede and Harde. So that actually regulates the three dosha, and whatever disease which you might have at the physical body, it can actually help you to cure that.
And in the process of somebody being on their spiritual journey, the ultimate goal is Samadhi.
True.
But we all have something called the vasanas,
True.
right? Can you help us understand the impact of vasanas on us?
Absolutely. मैंने जब इस पर स्टडी किया that vasana, why we are having this in our life, why we are so much attracted towards certain thing, I came to know that it's actually a form of energy. As we are having love, a form of energy, we are also having a greed. Everyone consider greed, wants, vasana as a bad thing. But actually I consider as a kind of driving force which actually helps you to achieve. Because in this materialistic world, if you will not overcome from that materialistic world, you will not able to reach at the higher consciousness. Just imagine a person who is not able to satisfy or fulfill their basic needs, roti, kapda, makan, how he or she will think about meditation. So it's not wrong. It's about something that you are full, because in the hierarchy of achieving something, if your basic needs is not fulfilled, you cannot think about bigger things. So ये जो वासना है, it's a something which will know there is no end. If you will get a bike, you will have a desire for car. If you will have a car, you will have a desire for a luxurious car. And then you will have a desire for the maybe Rolls Royce. Then you will have a desire for the private jet. So there is no end for the vasana. But at least everyone needs to reach at the point where they fulfill their basic need. Now, the next step is to having that balance in our vasana. As we have born, like take a birth with a want to live. If we will not have that vasana to live our life, then we will not be able to sustain. Because without food, we can live by 30 days maybe. Without water, maybe 3 days. Without breath, maybe 3 minutes. But without a desire, we cannot even live for 2 moments. So it's not bad. It's something having that awareness कि पैसा अगर है तो वो जेब में रहना चाहिए, वो दिमाग में ना चढ़ जाए.
That's so true. Being detached from the things, but still enjoying the experiences of it in the world.
Absolutely.
That's brilliant. So, what are the biggest misconceptions around yoga that are there?
The biggest misconception, I would say, yoga is only for females. Because if you see the data, 72% of the yoga practitioners are female. Only few percent of people, those who are male, those who are practicing yoga. Because every male feels that yoga is only about like stretching, flexibility. It just ruins your strength. But actually it's not truth. It's myth. If you are actually practicing yoga, because there are different style of yoga, you cannot have that assumption that yoga is only if in a class, if you have attended, if you have practiced stretching. It's not that yoga is only about stretch. It's about choosing the right style of yoga. There are so many style of yoga. Like if we talk about the very popular style of yoga which is happening right now, it's like Hatha yoga, Ashtang Vinyasa yoga, Yin yoga, restorative yoga, Iyengar yoga. So you need to actually understand what's your goal. as a having that physical body, what actually your physical body needs. If it needs more flexibility, go for a kind of yin yoga or the Iyengar yoga classes. If it needs more stillness and the calm, go for the hatha yoga practice. If you would like to move your body much, if you would like to sweat it out, if you would like to burn more calories, go for the ashtanga vinyasa. So I think it should be a choice that you are choosing the right practice. Then only it will give you the desired benefits. Whatever you want, yoga is there to help you. But choosing the right style would actually help you a lot.
Right. So, in this entire journey, people are kind of categorized based on if you're Rajasic, Tamasic, or Satvic, right? Help us understand the difference between these three and which one is a better space to be for us to live a much more aligned life.
That's great. If your mind is constantly working, ये करना है, ये वो करना है, ये करना है, ये ऐसा क्यों नहीं है, it's kind of dominating energy. That's Rajasic. If you are really like lethargic, lazy, if you don't feel to do anything, that's Tamasic. And if you are having that balance, if you are calm, relaxed, not so much aggressive and yet not too much lazy, you are having that balance in your life, that means Satvic. So the balance is key. You need to adopt the lifestyle in which your nature becomes Satvic. It's not something that you will do something and it will happen. It's over the period of progression. If your mind is constantly working, if your mind is constantly running from one thought to another thoughts, with the help of pranayama, as we have discussed, Anulom Vilom, it can actually get more clarity. Some people think that thinking too much is good. The more you think, the better ideas you get. It's not true. There are more than 60,000, like right now I would say 80,000 thoughts are coming in our mind every single day. Those thoughts are worthless. Those thoughts are having no impact in our life. It's not about thinking too much. It's about thinking less but with having better clarity. Because eventually our entire destiny is getting designed through our thoughts. Our thoughts influence our words. Our words creates the action, and our action becomes our habit. Our habit turns into a kind of rituals or the character, that our habit builds our character, and our character defines our destiny. So everything starts with our thoughts. So I would say having better clarity in our thoughts is actually really important.
And you said Satvic is being balanced, right? So, what are the factors that influence or help people to get back into being in a state of Satvic?
Being Satvic is having that balanced in our mind, in our body, and in our breath. Start with the body. Satvic, even in the food as well, there are different categories of food. Satvic, Rajasic, Tamasic. Your food also influence how you are going to behave, how you are having, which kind of thoughts you are going to have. So try to have Satvic food.
What are the Rajasic food and the Tamasic food that are there?
Satvic food, which means a subtle and balanced food. Rajasic food, which strikes your energy as like filled with caffeine, which gives you the strike and sudden energy, and suddenly it goes down. Tamasic, which is a heavy food. Even after eating, you feel heavy, more lethargic. So these are the categories of food: Satvic, Rajasic, and Tamasic. So to have that Satvic lifestyle, as I have mentioned, your body, your breath, and your brain needs to have that balance. How you can breathe properly? Whenever you feel that your breath is getting faster, as we have discussed, slow it down. When you slow down your breath, eventually your body starts slowing down your heart rate. And when your heart rate is slow, you actually have that better clarity in our mind. And that's how it also influences your brain.
And now, because everybody is hustling a lot, There is a lot of desk job that people do, and people sit in one position for 6 to 7 hours. And there's a lot of stiffness that develops in the shoulders and the back area. What are the asanas you would recommend for that?
More than asana, I would recommend stretching.
Okay.
Because asana, if you will directly try, you will not able to perform the asanas in the right way, and eventually it will get worse. So, if your shoulder is rolling front because of the desk job, if you are having the neck hump, you need to focus on three muscles: your trapezius, your deltoid, and your neck. When you are stretching your trapezius, it actually, the shoulders which is lifted, it will go down. When you are opening up your deltoid muscles, your shoulder, it will roll back. And when you are actually working on your neck muscles, your neck will get straight.
Okay.
So by working on these three muscles, by increasing the mobility of these three muscles, they can actually get rid from the neck hump and the shoulder stiffness.
Are there any stretching practices that you can demonstrate and teach us now?
Absolutely. So the first stretch that you can do is for your trapezius over here. So with keeping your spine straight, you just need to drop your head on the one side, keep it slightly in the front, and the moment when you are going to drop your head down, you will get the stretch. If it is not coming, you can take support with another hand and just pull it lower. Make sure the pain should not be on your neck, it should be on your trapezius. If you are not getting exactly the pressure or the stretch over here, you just need to change the direction. I'm sure that by just changing the direction, you will get the stretch over here. Similarly, with your another side, you just need to get, because whenever you are getting stretch, don't do it with a force. Do it with acceptance. Then only it will help. After trapezius, we need to stretch our shoulders. You just need to put your hands somewhere about, you can choose any couch, your bed, or maybe the wall. By putting your hands or your elbows, lock your hands and just drop your head down, so that it will work on your shoulders, trapezius, and your shoulder blades. After that, the third stretch that you need to give, just take support with the wall. Put your hands exactly the same height with your shoulder. Turn your shoulder, turn your body, and then give some gentle momentum. If you are able to get it more, you can also use your another hand. If your hips are getting closer towards your hip, push your hips away and then get the opening. This is the most effective stretch that you can ever get to open up your shoulder and improve your neck hump.
That's amazing. All right. We also have a lot of women asking us about PCOD and PCOS. Are there any specific asanas that they can do to start working on their reproductive health?
Absolutely. It will not get better only by performing asana. First, they need to focus on the breathing exercise, because the hormones is the main factor. Imbalance or the inefficiency of your hormone health, which actually lead towards this problem. So I would suggest work on your breathing exercise, pranayama. And then there are a few stretches that will actually help you to bring more blood circulation towards your reproductive organs. It's like butterfly pose. As you are sitting, so you just need to join your both foot together and just try to press your knees as lower as you can. Or you can lean forward as well. So this will give a gentle stretch on your adductor muscles and on your reproductive organs. Second, you can also perform Supta Vajrasana, which means by folding your both legs, you just need to lie down with using a cushion. So that also helps you to improve the blood circulation towards your reproductive organs.
That's nice. And we also have a lot of questions around better sleep.
True.
What would you recommend as a stretching practice or asana for better sleep?
For better sleep, two things that works like a magic. First is Brahmari Pranayama, which also known as a humming sound. Before you go to sleep, I'm telling everybody, if you have ever felt that you are not able to get sleep, close your eyes, take support with the back, and just focus exactly at the center point of your forehead. Take a deep breath in and just create a humming sound as long as you can, as intensely as you can. It's like that humming sound will nourish your brain cells, will help us to get more clarity sharpen our focus, and also help us to sleep intensely. Like you will sleep like a baby. That is the first thing that you need to do. If still you are not able to do it, if you are still not getting sleep, there is a breathing exercise that you can also try. Okay, that known as a kind of military people, like all those soldiers, those who are in military, they also practice the breathing pattern known as a 4-8-10. You inhale for 4 count, hold it for 8 count, and then slowly exhale for 10 count. You can choose the number based on your conveniency. But one thing that you need to make sure, your exhalation should be twice than your inhalation. When you exhale or extend your exhalation, that's when you calms down your nervous system. And that will help you to sleep better.
That's lovely.
Yeah.
Then, can we also understand a few postures to improve our digestion?
Yes, as I'm sitting in this folded leg position, Vajrasana itself is the only one posture that should be performed after you take the meal. Because what actually happens, you may also feel that what happens when you are just folding your legs, what will happen to your digestion. But just imagine, if you sit in this Vajrasana for half an hour, you will feel that your legs are getting numb. Why? Because the blood which was circulating through your body right now, as my legs are folded, so it is not circulating towards my legs. Where it is going? More blood circulation towards my stomach. More blood circulation, better digestion.
Okay. And then, can you help us understand how to overcome stiff hips that we have?
Absolutely. 3 postures that can actually help you to overcome the stiffness through your hip region. First, you need to stretch your glutes maximus. For that, you just need to, as you are sitting, you can also perform by sitting in this couch. Put your one ankle on the top of your thigh and just lean forward, bend forward as like this. You directly feel the stretch on your hips. Second stretch, the butterfly one. Just join your both foot together and press your knees down and lean forward. And the third last stretch. When you are bending forward, just bend with keeping your both legs this way and just open up by opening up your adductor muscles, which known as a Mandukasana.
Can you also recommend if we can do any asanas for hair fall and glowing skin?
Absolutely. By only asana, it won't work because there are multiple factors which also affects. But there are few posture that actually stimulates your hair follicles. Any posture, any inversion posture that helps you to bring your blood flow towards your head when you go upside down. The best one is headstand. If you can't do headstand, do the mountain pose. If you can't do the mountain pose, you can perform the Mandukasana. If you can't even do the Mandukasana, you just need to hold your breath and let bend forward. So these are the posture that can actually bring the blood flow towards your head and helps you to get better hair health.
And for skin?
There are only 2 organs which actually helps you to detoxify your body, your liver and your kidney. If these 2 organs are working efficiently, your skin will always shine and glow. So for better liver and kidney health, you need to twist your body. There are a few twisting posture that can actually helps to improve the efficiency, as like Tiryak Tadasana, supine stretch. So there are certain poses in which you are actually twisting your spine. So you need to practice these twisting postures to detoxify better.
That's quite interesting. And after you've gotten on this path of yoga and going within, has your definition of success, has your definition about the worldly desires changed?
Yes, it does change. Success for me is, earlier it was like achieving the highest position, achieving the highest amount of recognition. But right now, the definition of success has changed for me. Right now, it has turned into more serving. How much I can impact, how much I can help, how much I can help people to grow in their life, to get rid from all the disease, to get rid from all the stress, traumas, anxiety. So the perception has changed right now. And right now, my success is not in my own self-recognition, but it lies into other people's health.
That's quite interesting. So for somebody who says, I really don't have the time, my day is packed, I really don't have the time, but I would like to spend a maximum of 20 to 30 minutes every day,
Right.
what would you recommend for them?
Really easy. 15 minutes of sun salutation, Surya Namaskar practice, and 5 minutes of breath work, Anulom Vilom Pranayama. I would say those who think that yoga is a slow process, those who think that with yoga we cannot reduce the weight, with yoga we cannot burn out calorie, it's an open challenge for you. It's not something that I'm saying just sake of saying. I have proven study. On the one hand, if you put the sun salutation, on the another hand, if you put any kind of exercise, free body weight training, either it could be a rock climbing, in which climbing the mountains with your hands, it would be a sprinting, it could be any form of sports. In half an hour, you can burn up to 300 to 500 calories based on your intensity with the help of sun salutation. On the other hand, normal sports or normal activity can burn around only 300 calories. In half an hour, 417 calories can be burned through sun salutation. That's proven data. And people still think that yoga is a slow process.
And a lot of people who are watching, either they could be in their 50s or 60s, or a lot of people have parents who are in their 50s or 60s. Probably they've lost flexibility and they've become a lot stiffer right now. What would your recommendation be for them?
For them, their goal is to not showcase their body. Their goal is to not just to show up. Their goal is not to flex in front of other people. Their goal is to just live their life peacefully, and their body should be efficient, like working in a such a way that they perform their day-to-day routine tasks more efficiently. So for them, the normal routine should look like a kind of half an hour of yoga exercise, asana, yogasana exercise, 15 minutes of breath work, pranayama, and 10 minutes of yoga nidra. That is the perfect solid combination.
So there is also a lot of misconception around the Kundalini awakening,
Right.
and especially when you do it without a guru, right? Because the internet is flooded with people talking about that. What is your take on that?
Kundalini awakening, it's a kind of trend right now, we can say. Just attend this workshop, 2 or 3 hour workshop, and your Kundalini will awake. It never happens like that. As far as I know, as much as I know, Kundalini is a kind of activation of your energy. There are mainly 72,000 energy channels in our body. Out of these 72,000 energy channels, there are main 3 energy channels, Ida, Pingla, and Sushumna. Energy channel, which means a channel of nadi which flows your pranic urja. Usually we store our energy in our base, in our Muladhara chakra. Chakra, if you ask me what is mean chakra, it's a form of place where our energy gets stored. So 99% of the people in this planet Earth are having their main source of energy in their Muladhara. And somehow if you are practicing yoga in the right way, so you have that ability to uplift that energy through your Muladhara to your Swadhisthana, Manipur, Anahat, Vishuddhi, Agya, and Sahasrara. So upliftment of your energy is Kundalini. How does that work? How does that get actually awakened? For example, how can you know that your energy is mainly stored in your Muladhara? As we know that everyone is chasing behind only 3 things. First, their basic need, which is food. Food, because of course it's basic necessary. Second, pleasure. It could be any pleasure. It could be sex, it could be pleasure for having materialistic things, anything. And third, it's emptiness. Emptiness from all the stress, from all the worries. So at this point of time, if you are having your life with this aspect, your energy is stored in your Muladhara. Once you overcome this desire, once you overcome this basic fulfillment, then your energy flows upwards. Because you may have seen that all the yogis, all those who are spiritual leaders, spiritual person, those who are not having desire for this basic thing, they can do the fasting for like 15 days, 20 days. They are childhood, they are like brahmachari from their childhood. They are not having any desire for the materialistic thing. So that shows that their energy is not centered in the mula. But the fun fact is, the beginning always starts from Muladhara. Because Mula means money, Mula means desire. If you cannot fulfill that basic need, how you can raise above that? Every single god which we have witnessed, either it would be Ram, Krishna, Mahavir, Buddha, Jesus Christ, every one of them were king. They were dominating. They were ruling the entire nation. They were ruling the entire like domestic. So they have overcome this. So their journey has also started from Rajasic. And then they have realized that this is not only the life. When they have discovered the other dimension of the life, that's when you just realize that all these things, materialistic thing, is just useless.
And when you speak about yogis, right, there are certain yogis which we see sit in the most unrealistic temperatures in the Himalayas without wearing anything, right? And they're able to withstand that kind of a temperature. What have they reached, or what state have they reached for them to be able to perform something like that, which is humanly impossible for most people?
You know what? You can also do that. Everyone can do that. And I would recommend that once in a lifetime, you should do cold plunge, which is also going to the extreme temperature, 5 degree. I would say put your all the works, all the roles, responsibility aside, and just try cold plunge once in your life. It's not the home cold plunge which you just put some ice cube and then you do. No. The water temperature should be 5 degree or less than that. Just be there for at least 5 minutes, not less than 3 minutes. In the first attempt, I'm saying that you will feel that आप यमराज के बाजू में बैठे. The amount of pain which you will feel, like all your pulses is just like is getting piercing through the needles. That amount of pain you go through. But when you actually learn how to be calm through that pain, in that painful situation, that's when you realize that it is no longer hard. Because after 1.5 minutes or 2 minutes, your body gets numb. Once your body gets numb, then you don't feel that much pain. Your pain amount goes down. So, as to answer your question, why and how we can overcome this kind of pain and to go to the extreme level of pain and to find ourselves convenient, there's only one factor which affects. It's your breath. If you are actually breathing slowly, extending your exhalation more than your inhalation, and somehow if you distract your mind from that pain to any other object or any other thoughts, that's when you can actually be there. Because all the records, Guinness World Records which I have broke till now, I can put like 1,000 people in front of me, those who are more stronger than me, those who are having bigger muscular body than me. Still, why they can't break my record? It's just because having that ability to detach ourselves from the pain. That's what matters. And once you go through that process, somehow you learn that how to calm down your breath. Once you detach yourself from the pain, that's when you can actually reach at that state of situation when even if the temperature is really, really extreme or low, you can find yourself comfortable.
And in the path of self-realization, I think even in Patanjali Yoga Shastra, they've mentioned that there is going to come a point where we attain certain siddhis. And siddhis might also be distractions at some point of time. What is your take on siddhis?
As siddhi is the ability to perform certain tasks which is not possible for the normal human being. There are 8 siddhis and 9 nidhis. Ashta siddhino nidhi ke data. There is a specific line for Hanuman, Lord Hanuman. Siddhi comes through your sadhana. And when your sadhana is not having devotion, that's when this destruction happens. That's when you start using your siddhis for the wrong purpose. That's why in Bhakti Yoga, why it is really popular and why everybody, eventually they are praying, everybody is praying in the temple. What is that? That's Bhakti Yoga. Because our monks, our sages knows very well, even if the human being will achieve siddhis, they are going to disrupt the entire world with the help of this siddhi. But when you are having the devotion towards the God, that whatever you are having, it's not yours, it's the surrender it towards the higher energy. That's when you have that grounding. You detach yourself from the ego. So I would say, even after having siddhi, if you are not having devotion, I'm not laying towards any god. Devotion towards a universal energy. Devotion could be a higher energy. There is a term in yoga called as Ishwar Pranidhan. Because yoga is not something which is based out of any religion. Ishwar Pranidhan means whatever you are having, because when you are practicing yoga, you gain so much energy. But if you are not utilizing that energy in the right direction, it could backfire on you. So you need to attain. In Niyama, there is a Ishwar Pranidhan, that whatever you gain, it's just towards the betterment of the world.
And if someone listening today just feels overwhelmed, restless, or out of sync with their body, what's one simple truth from yoga they need to hear right now?
If you are overwhelmed, if you are stressed, if you are surrounded with the environment where you are not able to find your peace, just simple one thing that you need to do is just take first shower. After taking shower, sit with a comfortable position and just close your eyes and listen your breath. I'm telling you, by just listening to our breath, by being an observer towards our breath, you can actually attain the highest amount of peace, calm, because our mind is constantly running through different kind of thoughts. But when it becomes an observer, that's when there will be no movement. So that's the only thing that I would recommend. Just be an observer towards your breath.
And for everybody who's listening right now and who's either contemplating or who's been back and forth on their journey into yoga, what would your recommendation be for them?
I would say yoga is the only tool, the easiest tool that can help you to live your life in the most optimal way. Because we are here in this planet for only few years, maybe 50, 60, 90 or 100. It is an opportunity that you have get birth as a human being to live our life in the best optimal way. If you are practicing yoga, your life will not only change physically, but also you will explore that what actually the values of your life is. Because according to the all the philosophy, everything, if you combine every single thing, if you like combine all four Vedas, Atharved, Samved, Yajurved, at the end, it's the unity. It's the connection of our own self with the universal energy. So this life is worthless if you not have ever realized that your life is a part of this universal energy, if you not have felt that connection with the universal energy. So I think that's not the optional thing, that's the most required thing. So that's why you should practice yoga.
That's so beautiful. Rather than just talking about our physical body, you spoke about the true essence of yoga, which is our union with the divine. And all of these are steps that help us get to that point.
True.
This was such a beautiful conversation, Yash. Thank you so much. I mean, all the way from Dubai, coming to India and doing this. And I'm sure every single person who's listened to this, their perception about yoga and their understanding about how to lead an optimal and a fulfilling life would have gotten accomplished.
True.
Thank you so much for doing this.
Just one message for all the viewers: start today. Even if your body is not supporting, even if your body is not ready, It's not something that you need to start with really intense practice. Just start as much as you can do. Just take a challenge for 30 days, that every single day you are going to practice at least 15 days. Even if you don't know anything about yoga, even if you are completely beginner, just start with sun salutation, Surya Namaskar. Practice Anulom Vilom, and you will see what magic yoga brings to your life.
That's beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you.